It was late December in the year 2025. In the big city of Taipei, a family lived high up in a tall apartment building. The night was calm, and soft sounds of the city could be heard far below. The family was getting ready for bed, feeling safe and warm inside their home. Then a small, low sound started. It was a deep rumble, barely noticeable at first. But very quickly, this rumble grew into a terrifying, loud roar. The floor shook hard. The whole building began to move violently, swaying strongly from side to side. Items on shelves crashed to the floor. Glass windows cracked and then shattered with loud, sharp noises. Right after, every phone in the apartment began to scream with urgent emergency alerts. This was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake, a truly powerful force. Pure fear filled the air as the world seemed to twist around them. Yet, as the first reports of the earthquake came, a strange and important question arose. For an earthquake this incredibly strong, why were the initial news stories not full of widespread damage? Why were there not more pictures of many broken buildings and cities in ruins across the island? This was not what many people expected for such a huge natural event. It seemed Taiwan had not simply been lucky this time. Instead, it hinted at a deeper story. Taiwan's ability to survive such a powerful shock suggested strong preparation. It seemed this vital preparation was built from the painful lessons of past tragedies, showing how the island had truly learned and changed over many years. Finally, the violent shaking began to stop. The terrible roar faded away, leaving an eerie quiet. A deep, unsettling silence settled over the city, broken only by the distant, growing sounds of sirens. The immediate danger of the ground moving seemed to pass. Everyone in the apartment and across the city took a shaky breath, their hearts still racing. But the quiet that followed was not comforting at all. It was filled with a new, growing feeling of dread. What terrible sights would the first light of dawn bring? What unseen horrors would the new day reveal when the sun rose over Taipei, shining on a changed world? 2. The first shock. The first 60 minutes after the main earthquake were filled with a strange quiet, then a rush of activity. Mr. Chen was on a high-speed train when it shook violently. The train's safety system worked at once, bringing it to a full stop. Inside the carriages, frightened passengers held onto their seats. The train stood still, far from any station. There was no internet signal, making it hard to find out what was happening or tell family they were okay. Mr. Chen looked at the worried faces around him, feeling helpless. Meanwhile, Mrs. Lin and her 2 young children were outside in a park, still in their nightclothes. They sat with many other families. The cool night air touched their skin, but the fear kept them from feeling cold. Mrs. Lin kept trying her phone. She wanted to call her husband, some true, some just rumors. One person said a bridge had fallen, another said everything was fine. At the city's emergency center, Ms. Chang handled the first wave of calls. Her desk was busy. Reports came in quickly. Power outages in this district, a small fire there, people trapped in an elevator. Many calls were just people asking for news, their voices shaky with worry. The communication lines were almost full, slowing everything down. On large screens, social media feeds showed countless videos, lamps swaying wildly, water sloshing out of bathtubs. These images showed the quake's power, but also spread false information, making people even more scared. The city was connected by invisible lines of fear and hope. People used whatever ways they could to reach loved ones, but the overloaded networks made many feel isolated, alone with their worries. The biggest problem was not knowing what had really happened, how bad was the damage. This gap in clear information created deep anxiety. As the city struggled with these questions, a few scientists were far from the panicked streets. In their labs, seismologists watched screens full of lines and numbers. They focused on the many smaller quakes, called aftershocks. Most people worried about buildings falling, but these scientists saw something different. The pattern of the aftershocks was unusual. It hinted at a new, unknown danger, a problem that had not yet shown itself. 3. A city holds its breath. As the dark night continued, Taiwan faced the quake's impact. Power went out in many local areas. Critical systems, like parts of the metro and high-speed rail, stopped automatically. This left many people waiting, but it also kept them safe from danger. Water systems, including pipes and treatment plants, were quickly checked for damage. Roads, bridges, and airports also needed fast checks to make sure they were safe to use. Emergency services were quick to act. Central and local teams began working. Rescue groups, firefighters, and police spread out to find people who might be trapped. They checked important places like hospitals and large buildings. Taiwan has trained many volunteers for disasters over the years. These volunteers knew how to help first, before professional rescue teams arrived. They played a vital role in helping the community. This quick, organized action showed how much Taiwan had prepared for such an event. Taiwan learned much from the 1999 Chichi earthquake. That event, which took more than 2,000 lives, changed how the nation prepared for future quakes. Stricter building rules, better training, and advanced monitoring systems were put in place. These old lessons were now helping to save lives, guiding every step of the emergency response. When morning came, the number of injured people was much lower than expected. It seemed like a miracle after such a strong quake. But engineers were inspecting a big bridge on the northeast coast. They found a small crack in a main support pillar. It looked small. The engineers knew this hairline fracture was much worse than it appeared. The morning light. The morning light came, showing what the earthquake had truly done across Taiwan. In Taipei, many modern, tall skyscrapers stood firm. They had only small damage, like thin cracks or broken windows. They looked strong, proving good building plans worked. But nearby, older, low-rise buildings showed much more damage. Their front walls sometimes tilted, some had ground floors fallen in, looking very unsafe. Inside these older homes, many staircases were broken. This highlighted a big difference in how new and old buildings survived. It also showed the risk for people in older areas. An engineering team moved quickly to assess the damage. They looked closely at many structures. They explained that buildings built recently followed strict safety rules. These rules were improved after past disasters, like the one in 1999. Such preparation and good building codes helped newer buildings stay strong. This made safety rules real and easy to see. However, many older buildings were made before these modern standards. This is why they could not stand the intense shaking as well. The engineers also found cracks on bridges and highways along the northeast coast. These roads were closed for safety for more checks. A sense of cautious relief spread through the capital. Official reports showed few people were badly hurt. It seemed the worst was over for a moment. But then, without warning, the ground began to shake again with force. A powerful aftershock rolled through the island. It was much stronger than many experts predicted. This new tremor surprised everyone, creating fresh anxiety. And the compromised bridge on the northeast coast, found with a hairline fracture the night before, now began to groan loudly under the new strain. Everyone held their breath, unsure if the weakened structure could hold. A history of shaking. To understand why Taiwan was strong in the 2025 earthquake, we must look back. Taiwan often has earthquakes. This is because two large land plates meet under the island, making the ground shake often. In 1999, a very big earthquake hit Taiwan, known as the Chi-Chi earthquake. It was stronger than magnitude 7. This quake killed more than 2,000 people. Many buildings fell, roads broke, and landslides happened. The country was not ready for such a big event. This disaster showed many problems in building safety and emergency response. After the Chi-Chi earthquake, Taiwan changed things deeply. The government made new, much stronger rules for building. Old buildings had to be made safer. The country also created a world-class early warning system. This system sends alerts to phones seconds before strong shaking. Everyone learned earthquake safety, like how to drop, cover, and hold on. Schools and workplaces practiced these steps often. This built a culture where people knew what to do. These strong changes made Taiwan much safer. They are why the 2025 earthquake, also powerful at magnitude 7, did not cause as much harm. Lessons from the past saved many lives. Buildings made safer after 1999 stood firm. The early warning system gave people vital seconds to protect themselves. However, even with all this preparation, the 2025 earthquake brought a new kind of challenge. Taiwan had prepared for another Chi-Chi quake, but this recent event affected the land in a different, unexpected geological way. This new problem could make all their hard work less effective. The island now faced a danger they had not fully planned for. 6. The hidden strengths. Taiwan showed great strength during the earthquake thanks to its special systems. A very important one was the early warning system. In late December 2025, moments before the main shaking, mobile phones across the island buzzed. These were emergency alerts from the Central Weather Administration. These alerts gave people precious seconds to react. For example, many citizens quickly found shelter under strong tables. In factories, some workers had just enough time to hit emergency stop buttons on machines, preventing more serious damage. This system works because Taiwan has many sensors, like seismometers and GPS stations. These sensors continuously monitor the ground and send data quickly. This real-time information is crucial for fast warnings. The Central Emergency Operations Center also became very active. This center is like a main brain for all disaster response. It gathered much information from different parts of the island. Data about damage, roads that were closed, and where help was most needed flowed into the center. Many different government departments and local city groups worked together there. They shared details and decided what to do next. This strong teamwork helped Taiwan respond in a planned way, not in chaos. Another hidden strength was the help from ordinary people.
Taiwan has many volunteer search and rescue teams. These volunteers are trained for emergencies. They know first aid and how to help find people. They were very important in helping their communities right after the quake, even before official rescuers could arrive everywhere. Local people also helped each other a lot. They set up places for families to stay if their homes were not safe. Neighbors checked on older people or those living by themselves.
This community spirit showed how strong Taiwan's human capital is. These systems are not new. Taiwan has invested greatly in them over many years. This includes better building rules, making old buildings safer, and teaching everyone about earthquake safety. Regular drills happen in schools and workplaces. People learn to drop, cover, and hold on as a basic habit. These continuous efforts made Taiwan more ready for such a big event. But even with these successes, a big worry remained. Taiwan is famous for making computer chips, which are needed all over the world. The earthquake's effect on these important factories was not known. Inside the world's most modern chip factories, special computer systems were running checks. The future of many global industries now depended on what these checks would show. 7. Cracks in the armor. The earthquake, though managed well, still showed that Taiwan had weak points. It was like finding cracks in strong armor. The celebration of survival faded as new worries grew. One major concern was about money and global trade. Taiwan makes many important computer chips. These chips are in phones, cars, and computers all over the world. Even small problems at chip factories can stop parts from being made. For example, if a factory must stop for safety checks, even for a few hours, it delays everything. This can affect companies far away and change prices in markets.
The quake reminded everyone how important Taiwan is to the world's technology and how quickly small delays could become big problems. The quake also made clear that not everyone faced the same danger. People who live in older buildings often had more problems. These buildings were built before strict safety rules. They might get more damage than new buildings built to modern standards. People with less money often live in these older homes. They also find it harder to pay for repairs or to move to a safer place. This showed a sad truth. Natural disasters often hit lower-income residents harder, making their path to recovery much more difficult. Life after the main quake was also hard because of constant aftershocks. The ground kept shaking many times. Some shakes were small, but some were strong enough to make people scared again. This constant movement made people very nervous. It was hard to relax or feel safe at home or work. Experts said this fear could last a long time. It could cause stress, trouble sleeping, and worry, especially for children and older people. Communities needed to help each other with this hidden emotional damage as the nerves of the population frayed. Meanwhile, scientists who study earthquakes watched everything closely. They looked at how the main 7.0 quake affected the ground. They studied how the energy moved underground. They found something worrying. The quake had pushed stress to another fault line nearby.
This fault line was not studied much, so scientists did not know it well. This discovery brought a new, scary thought. Maybe this big quake was not the final event. Perhaps it was just a warning, and an even bigger earthquake was yet to come from this unknown fault. 8. Lessons for the future.
The December 2025 earthquake showed that Taiwan is strong. It was not just luck. It was because of hard work and important lessons from the past. The 1999 Chichi earthquake taught them much. After that, Taiwan made strict building rules and started early warning systems. People learned what to do during an earthquake. This planning and quick action saved many lives in 2025. But this earthquake was also a warning. It tested Taiwan's strengths, but also showed problems. Some older buildings were damaged more than newer ones. This showed that not everyone is safe in the same way. Also, strong aftershocks worried people. There were still risks, like how stress moved to other fault lines. This meant the danger was not fully over. Taiwan lives with constant earthquake danger. Other places with similar risks can learn from Taiwan. They can learn about strong building codes. They can learn about good early warning systems. Also, how communities work together helps a lot. Taiwan uses technology to manage disasters better. These lessons are important for all countries to think about. Being ready for earthquakes is not a one-time thing. It is a never-ending journey. Societies must always learn, change, and put money into making things safer. The earth will always shake. People must always be ready. Taiwan's story shows the long fight between people and nature's power. It reminds us that we must keep preparing for tomorrow. Taiwan's event affects the world too. It makes computer chips for many global products. Any problem there can slow down other industries. The quake also changed how people in Taiwan think about risk. Older people remember past quakes. Younger people now have this new memory. This shapes their view on safety and government actions. Many questions still remain. What will happen to people in damaged homes? Will more money be spent on making old buildings stronger? Taiwan showed great strength, but the path ahead needs more work. It shows that living with danger means always working to be safer. What do you think is the most important lesson for other countries from Taiwan's earthquake experience?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.